you thought about influencing national policy with your technical expertise and working with lawmakers and policymakers? Public policy is a not so common but possible career path for PhD in STEM. Today, I'd like to talk about my exploration in public policy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ju. I'm a PhD in neuroscience turned machine learning engineer. What is public policy? According to Wikipedia, public policy is a course of action created typically by a government in response to public, real-world problems. In a broader term, policymaking can happen at different levels. For example, the university administration I discussed in this video represents policymaking in the university. The regulatory affairs I discussed in this video represents policymaking within a pharmaceutical company. If you're working for government institutes such as FDA and NIH, you are influencing public health policymaking within a nation. And if you work for the UN, you help set policies and agenda at the international level. I personally don't know any PhD in STEM working in public policy. It is a relatively rare career path for PhD in STEM, especially for new grads. However, this is not impossible. In this video, I hope to point out the possibility for those who are interested about public policy, especially science policy. As summarized by Biomedical Graduate Education at Georgetown University, there are two ways science and policy primarily intersect. First is to use science for policy, which is utilizing scientific data and evidence and provide recommendations regarding legislation. Second is policy for science, which aims to improve scientific research, funding, or communications through legislation. You can find more opportunities in science policy from this website. If you're interested in getting involved in science policy or public policy in general, reach out to people in this field and ask what their job is like. Maybe you can find your own unique path to become a policymaker. Personally, I have one brief encounter with public policy during my PhD. In early 2016, I heard about the International Fellows Program, IFP, from a friend. IFP is a two-semester seminar offered by the School of International and Public Affairs, SIPA, at Columbia. It is open to students of all graduate degree programs at Columbia to examine the origins of international order and to look ahead to the new world that will eventually take its place. At that time, I was still uncertain about what I wanted to do after my PhD, so I would take every possible opportunity to try something new. I figured I could apply for IFP just to find out if this is a possible career path for me. In addition, as Chinese living in America, I was always interested in learning about the topic of US foreign policy and China-US relations. I used LinkedIn to connect with other PhD students who were previously enrolled in this program and directly messaged them on LinkedIn, or I found their university email by their name and emailed them. I didn't know any of them in person and didn't expect my cold messages to be replied to. Luckily, most of them did reply my message, and I was able to schedule a quick chat with them either in person or over the phone. I asked them what the program was like and how I could get in. I received a lot of helpful advice on how to write the interest statement and how to tailor my resume. I also told my PhD advisor about this program and said that I was interested in taking this course to improve my understanding of international policies. My PhD advisor was very supportive and wrote me a strong recommendation letter. I eventually got accepted to this program with the help of previous IFP students and my PhD advisor. During the two-semester class, I learned about US foreign policies, cybersecurity, and technology from the teachers and guest speakers. And I debated with my classmates on topics ranging from soft power to cybersecurity. I also got to visit DC to hear directly from policymakers working for the government. This was a very unique experience for me as a foreigner to learn about US foreign policy and the development of international relations. After this program, I realized that I didn't want to pursue public policy as a career at this stage of my life. First of all, most of the public policy positions in America require US citizenship, or at least green card. It is not common for international H-1B workers to work for the US government or national institutes. Second, think tank or policymakers are often established in their field, such as a distinguished professor or a critical business leader. There may not be a lot of opportunities for new graduate students without much credentials and reputation. Third, I'm more interested in the practice and application of science rather than the policy side of it. Policy is by no doubt important and impactful, and I like reading and thinking about tech policies, especially the recent regulation on data privacy and the discussion on algorithmic bias. However, I don't want to pursue it as a career for now. I'm more passionate about the hands-on application of machine learning in real-world problems. As I get more experience and more established in the field, I might consider working as a public policy advisor. In the next video, I'll talk about my career exploration in finance. See you next time!